Hey guys, so I couldn't find anything online about installing the new Ducati grips, heated grips, so figured I'd take a video and show you how to do that. As you can see, I've already taken off the original grips here. Pretty easy to do, just inject some WD-40 underneath and they'll slide right off. The new grips, this is the left side here, actually has two screw slots. A little difficult to see, but those are the slots, and you have to drill the handlebars for them to go in there. So you can see I've started this first one here, and that's going to end up going there. The screws are this smaller size, and so I've started with a small hole that I'm drilling. It's actually easier than I thought to get this small hole. I'd recommend, if you do this, just to use a little bit of tap compound to keep it from overheating. But I've drilled the first one here. It's a little bit too small, which is what I wanted. I'm going to go a little bit bigger, and then I'll show you where that ends up in a second. All right, so I've gone ahead and opened up this hole a little bit with a larger drill bit. This is a 9/64, which was just perfect for the screw to go into. So I've already tested this out, and the screw goes in. It's a little bit tight, but the handlebar material is quite soft, and so just a little bit of pressure with the wrench. I'm not going to be able to show you to screw this in here now, but it does in fact screw in. And so now I'm going to make a mark on the other side, because there's a hole on the other side as well to hold it, and I'll show you that in a second. So this is me screwing in the top one, the top hole here. You can see there's the screw. I'm not going to put it all the way in, but underneath there's a second hole. So underneath the rubber boot here is a second hole. So I need to mark this, and then I'm going to drill that out, and then I can attach it securely. All right, so I've finished the top one, and then it's a little hard to see underneath here. There's a second hole there as well that I've just drilled after marking it first, putting the new grip on, putting the screw on the top, then underneath marking it, taking the grip off, doing a smaller hole first, and then the 9/64 hole is the right one to use. So let me screw that in now. All right, so I've got both sides screwed in now. You can see this is the screw for the top. That's screwed all the way in. Underneath here, there's a screw in there. I don't know if you can see that. This first side is done. I'll end up wiring this up. Now onto the left. So moving on to the left side here, I didn't show you this on the right side. I didn't show you on the left. You just unscrew these ends first. Okay, so to remove the right side, there's just two screws that need to be taken out. It's this one, and then there's this one underneath here, not these silver ones, but the dark ones. And you remove those, and this throttle body comes right out. The trick here actually is that you need to get this clip off, which I'll show you how to do in a second. And then this just runs right up here, and it's attached with these little clips. So the key thing is to get this one off. All right, so now we need to get this clip off. And I'm going to take a small screwdriver, and if I lift up on that tab, that will remove this. It's a little tough to do with one hand, but that then removes that part. All right, so now I've got this out, and there's a little button here, and I'll just lift that up with a screwdriver and pull this apart. So that was simple enough to pull that apart, and now I can remove the wires here. As I mentioned, the the 2 screws here and underneath, and then this whole unit just comes right off. Try to do this with one hand. Well, you can already see that it's starting to come off there. There's a pin underneath, but once this is loose, this whole piece just comes right off. And then the installation of the new one is just going to be the reverse. So just a quick thing to show you how this clips and why that you don't need any screws. There's a hole there already, and then within the throttle there's that pin right here, and that will sit right in when you attach the screws, and it stays right in. Very easy to just slide that on. You don't even have to take the second screw off. Just take one screw off, loosen this one, slides right on. You fit it so that the pin is in that little hole, tighten the top, tighten the bottom, and you're all good. And there's obviously this cable for the heater. This is the original throttle cable, which I'll connect back up, and then it'll go back into this, into back where it was, and let's clean all that up. Things that was unclear was where the connectors are that the new grips connect to. It's very tight under here, but I took this back off, and if you look underneath, you're looking for, you know, white pins like this, and it's a little misleading, but if you dig under there, the first one was under here, and it looks like there's wires, but this is just a dead lead. And what I can see is down in here, it also looks like it's connected to something. There's a zip tie, but that's gonna be another dead lead. So I need to take this out, and this one now is out. It was just tucked in there, so this one was easier for the right. And then the left one is gonna be a little bit more of a trick. But that was the one thing I wasn't sure about, is where those connect. And again, for the first one, just when this is out, just dig around. You'll find this first one. That's the easy one. It's the one for the left that's a little hidden back there. Just to give you a better look, this is going to connect to the left side. So I just came around to the other side. You can see that one that's still connected. That was also underneath the zip tie. That actually is still there. Now be really careful, because there are these little pins to get this off, and I broke the other one. So I had to use electrical tape to tape it up. So be super careful taking these off. They are very fragile. All right, so now I've got this one connected. I was super careful with it. Actually cut my hand I'm pulling this out. But now this one is connected, and I can just wire it up. All right, so project done. Just had to use their little rubber ties to clean everything up on both sides. And the last step now is you have to go to the dealer to get them to enable it in the controls. And that's unfortunate, but you have to go do that. And one other thing I've noticed is that there is a little bit of slop here. I think somebody posted online, there is a product that you can get to tighten that up a little bit. An aftermarket piece, so I'll post on that if I find it. But hopefully this has helped you do this install. The biggest trick really is these connectors underneath and getting those clear, and you know, getting this clip off. The rest of it's pretty easy. So good luck. Hope this helped.